How are you?
Hello.
Hello. I hope you are hearing me.
Yeah, that's good.
Yep.
Thanks. So I asked you today to fix indentation and formatting in your merge request. So if you could do it, I'd like to merge it.
Yeah, I'll probably do it probably tomorrow, if that's okay with you.
Okay. Yes, that's fine. Thanks.
Cool. Yeah, I didn't know we went for the two space indentation, but that's really cool.
Yes, as we have changed it lately, just before publishing the code. Hello,
Okay.
Dan.
Hello.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so are we switching to 2 for everywhere in the files instead of the
Yes.
3? Yeah, cool.
Yeah. Yeah, the 3 is pretty crazy non-standard.
Yeah, so there may be some noise behind me because I'm not at home, but that should be good. Anywho, I didn't hear from anyone apart from you guys, so I guess we are full. Well, I did hear from some maintainers, but I think that I would rather just say what they did instead of just joining.
Okay. Do you want to, if they gave you updates, maybe you can just tell us what they said.
Yeah, sure. So basically, I heard from Emre Holder, and Mahdi Hadi told me he was still working on the Hive. And Emre is working on Hive. Apparently, he's still testing. He's still testing it today, so haven't heard from it yet. Beam, as always, is pretty much ready. So yeah, basically, library status is still ongoing, to be honest.
Okay, so do we have anybody who's committed to working on Hive.js?
I don't think so. We need to confirm with Mahdi Hadi to see if he wants to take it on after Hive, but at the moment, I don't think so.
Okay, so we definitely need that somebody to take that on.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, so levels of the status. On the changes from Hardfork 24, do you want to run through all of them?
Yeah. All of them.
I know there isn't like a release note yet, but
yeah, it's probably too early to give a whole list of all the things that have done. I don't have one at my fingertips, to be honest. I guess I can say a little bit about where we're at.
Yeah, sure.
So we've moved, I think, about pretty much at this point, as of the last 10 minutes, all the code that was in our private repo into the public repo. So we moved a couple of days ago, we moved over most of the code for Hive, for Hive-D. And so all that rebranded code's over, and it's building and running fine in the public repo. And we just finished moving over the remainder of the code from HiveMind from the private repo to the public repo. So that's there as well now. We've currently got, we're moving to a master develop branching strategy, I guess, with both repositories. So the master will become production code, and we'll make production code changes there, and develop branches where we'll merge in, everybody's individual branches normally as the first checkpoint. And right now in HiveMind, we've got, we're just about to merge there's 2 develop branches going on. One was to speed up queries in HiveMind, and we get about 10 to 20x speed up on the API calls from that. And then the other part was the part where we're moving the data out of Hive-D into HiveMind. So that's moving out the comments code and the votes information, the inactive votes information. And so the reason, partly there's reasons there's 2 separate branches there is because one code is done by one guy and another one's done by 2 other people. But more importantly, the query speedups are all work against existing Hive-D nodes, Steam-D nodes. So that code can be used in production environment now with the current nodes. Whereas the code for moving out the votes and moving out the comments, those Hivemind changes require the new Hive-D that's not production yet. So we'll be moving the query speedups into the current master branch, and then but we'll leave the other ones out yet until we have a release.
So will we need to resync the whole Hivemind when we switch to the votes, etc.?
Probably that's the right thing to do. Yeah, when we switch to the release, when we upgrade to the new code, the new Hive-D, we'll want to resync at that point. Yeah, I mean, I think that's a good idea. But right now, that's what you're asking, right? Because we've got two different branches of code that are currently active, two development branches that are active. You're asking about the one that requires the new Hive-D, correct?
Sorry, yes.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, that's probably the correct thing to do will be to resync at that point. We've also they've done a lot of work on speeding up that resyncing process though. I don't know if we have numbers yet. Bartek, do you have any numbers yet on the sync time or we're still trying to collect that information, right?
I can get data from my partial sync tested at Saturday, and I did it just a moment. Let me check it. I see that I got block 28,120,000 up to 68,357 seconds. So let's calculate in hours.
That's 4 days, right? 1 day is 86,000.
It's 18 hours.
Yeah, 18.9 hours roughly.
Yes. So this is not my last word, because I today has under development one thing which can significantly speed it again, and I think this is last thing we will do in Hivemind sync before feeding it and syncing for final release. And other changes will be planned for next release. I hope that's worth to do, because change is quite easy and can significantly speed up syncing process. So I hope we can do it maybe in 24 hours, completely up to head block.
Okay, great.
Yeah, okay. Then it's much more painless than what I thought, having to resync everything.
Yes, that's interesting that as far as I analyzed it, after our fixes in SQL structures, Postgres isn't problem here, because as I saw it, it's sanitized just and used just up to 30% of one CPU. So definitely this is not problem in Postgres nor in IO, because IO also is at very low level. Definitely this is some problem in consuming data by Python or communicating to Hive node. So,
yeah, my guess would be the communication to the Hive node if I had to take
yes, and that's parts I work on it right now, because earlier change in querying from virtual ops gave us very significant performance gain, and right now I'd like to change it to query for all operations, also from real operations for block in similar way. So I hope this will really speed it up without a lot of calls one per block, really, to retrieve operations.
Okay, that makes sense.
So one question on the time. Is it, did you sync up in 18 hours when the Hive D was local, or was it remote?
Yes, yes. Account history instance was on the same machine, but really it is not consuming power too much, even memory after our latest changes. So it's quite easy to have Postgres and Hive running on the same machine right now.
Well, my thought was mostly about speed and how, and I think having both on the same machine significantly speeds up the syncing process. So
yes, but there was too much separate calls to retrieve data from Node, and that's the idea to speed up is significantly reduce the number of calls and retrieve data in some packages. So that's easy idea, and I think very efficient to speed up syncing.
yeah, I see. Okay, so that's about it on HiveMind, I guess. By the way, Inertia, are you working on I don't remember the name of your Ruby library.
Oh, well, yeah, there's two. So there's the Hive Ruby library, which is complete, and I'm working on, the current testnet and such. But then there's also Radiator, which is sort of has extra features that aren't quite up to, they're not quite there yet. So, but yeah, I'm still working on that.
Is Radiator in Ruby too, or?
Right. Yes. Radiator's Ruby. The main feature that it has is failover, and it was more born out of the time when, right before Jussie was added to Steam, that node reliability was a real problem, and it hasn't been as much of an issue, ever since.
I gotcha. Okay.
Those changes, yeah. But I still think it's a good project to maintain, and I'm moving a lot of the functionality that Hive Ruby exposes into, and just making it consumed by Radiator. So they're really one and the same in a way, like one's a wrapper of the other.
Okay, got it. Okay, let's see. Trying to think. So we've moved over the code, as I said, into Hive at this point. I guess we should probably go over the open code merge requests for Hive. Does that sound good, Martin? Hello? Hello?
Are you referring to me?
No, I was asking if how Martin's there. I can't hear him.
Oh, my bad. Okay, I just figured out why my mic was sometimes working and sometimes wasn't.
Okay, okay.
So, in terms of open stuff, I think there is my update proposal, which is almost done. I just need to fix the indentation. And then there is the incoming invest delegation API call change. And that I need some help on how to update the tests. I think I pinged Bartek at some points, but didn't check back. And finally, there is the Hive Development Fund switchback. Well, conversion.
Yeah. So, and there was also, we talked about with that too, the change to not count the SBD and
yeah,
sort of related.
That is not open yet.
It's a separate issue, yeah. But I think we should probably, we're probably going to need that with as part of the DAO convert feature.
Oh yeah, I definitely agree.
So I'm sorry. So we will be adding some features still to Hive for this release.
We're going to try to, if we can.
No. Please no.
I mean, it's a small feature though. It's not.
Yes.
It's not really a feature. To be honest.
And completely safe. All our developers are saying it each time.
I mean, it's completely safe. We are just changing one of the biggest things in the in the SBD calculation.
Well, it is at least well isolated. Let's put it that way. If there's a problem, we don't have to have it in, but it would be nice to have it in. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, so the tests have been moving around. That's probably one of the reasons you haven't got answer back on where to move those, do the Python tests. Is we've been splitting up the Python tests into different categories. So there's Python API tests for testing Hive, but these were originally they were just API tests. So they were just one big set of tests. So now they're separated out into the tests for testing Hive versus the tests that test the API for HiveMind, for example. And so I think, Bartek, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe are we putting each of those sets of tests in each repo now, or are we putting them in a third repo?
We are putting separate sets of tests to repos where are stored code serving such APIs.
Okay. So we've got tests for Hive and we've got tests for HiveMind in each respective repo.
Yes, maybe we will introduce some field repo will be stored some common part of significant testing framework, which next could be used as submodules, but I'm not sure if this will be significant amount of code to create such repo. We will decide it probably in a day, max in 1 day, maybe probably tomorrow, that it's worth to introduce such separate repo specific to test base.
Okay. Once we've made a decision on that, can you send me an update on it now, or at least leave a note in core devs so that Hao can look at what's there and we can talk about it.
Sure.
Yeah, I'd love to just have a small documentation on how to do that, even if it's very raw, so I can figure it out on the way, and then I'll make a better documentation later on. So it'll be helpful, because right now I try to look at the changes, but it keeps changing everywhere, and I don't want to waste time by not doing the right thing. So yeah, that would be very helpful.
Okay, let's see what else we've got. So what is the incoming VEST delegation API call?
It's simply a call because right now you can see who you delegated to, but there is no way to know who delegated to you. And so most front ends have to then basically.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, well, you get it.
Yes, but as I remember, this merge request introduce new data structures in Hive, which stores. I'm right or not?
I don't think so. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, it doesn't.
Yes, probably there was at least some additional index defined.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yes. So here we can have some additional memory allocation, and I'd like to have measured impact of such delegation for application performance. So that's actually why I didn't
merge it.
That one.
Merge it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perhaps this could be a good point of
because I think if we need such data, maybe
do it in HiveMind.
Again,
do
it in HiveMind, right? Because I'd like to eliminate from consensus node everything what is not needed to
yeah, that definitely sounds like it'd be better done in HiveMind.
Yeah, that's a good idea. And I don't think we have the data right now. We don't have delegation data, right? I mean, we know how much is delegated, but
in HiveMind. Yeah, I don't know that it's in HiveMind right now.
I don't think so.
Yes, but this is not a big deal. Anyway, if some notification is needed, we can always add some dedicated virtual operation. But here is definitely everything done by blockchain operation. I mean, delegations are handled by blockchain operation. So this is a thing which is right now already processed in HiveMind. So all what we need to add specific handling of such operation there.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah, I don't mind scraping it. I know a few developers were asking for it, but since it has been an issue, quote unquote, for quite a bit, I assume they all got some they got some workarounds, and it would just be easier for them. But they can wait for us to just update HiveMind and get a proper call, I guess.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, so we had the incoming VEST delegation. We had the proposal test, we spoke about it already. We have the Hive Development Fund, decentralized Hive Fund conversion from system at stake. On this, we still need to decide the percentage at which rate we will convert it. And also, this is where perhaps we should involve the wider community.
Yeah, seems
just,
reasonable.
Yeah, because
probably just make a post to discuss it in Hive improvement.
Yeah, and just say, yeah, how long would you like it to be?
Yeah, throw out some options.
Yeah, sure. And yeah, how do you want to do? And yeah, I think we can all agree that we need the to remove it the HBD from the DAO.
Yeah, those two changes should definitely go together because
Yeah.
we're talking about a large increase in the amount of SBD. So
yeah, definitely. But basically, should I do it, or do you guys want to do it?
Do what? Sorry.
That feature, basically.
Oh, you mean? I'd say that's a great one for you to take on. You're familiar with the code and everything, so.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I don't mind it. Okay. So now timelines, I guess. Basically, considering that libraries are not really ready yet, testing is still kind of underway. I guess we should try to start a testnet with like multiple people where the witnesses can actually make nodes.
Yes. So there's like, I guess, a couple of different levels of this. So we've already got one node right now that's running that is a Hive D node running Eclipse code. But we're going to want full nodes as well. A lot of the apps are going to want full nodes to test against. We're not quite ready to put out a full node, though, as far as I know. I would say we're extremely close, but that's probably, I don't know, Bartek, what do you think? A couple more days, at least 2 or 3 days?
To get full load, we need working HiveMind, and to get it, we need to syncing it. So I think it is really possible, maybe at end of this week.
Okay,
I plan
to
put my change today, so I will let Gandalf to start syncing, since we have all other fixes from our side in repo, and I hope it will be ready tomorrow, at most at Wednesday.
2 days.
Yes,
yeah, it could take 2 days.
And
easy.
next we need to run at least some basic API tests to verify that anything working there.
Everything, hopefully.
Yes, I hope, but who knows?
Everything is working instead of just anything working.
If one thing is working, then let's ship it.
Okay, so yeah, so basically we can have a node running. People can run test nets now and test the core code, but for API tests, which is what a lot of the apps and libraries will want, we're probably still looking around Friday timeframe for a test net with the API nodes, full API nodes ready.
Yeah, so basically, I guess we can start to tell witnesses that they can join a testnet. Do you have an ID already somewhere?
Oh, no. So you're talking about one that's switched to the new hard fork, right? Because the chain ID doesn't go over until the hard fork now. So no, I mean, anybody could do this. In fact, this would probably be a great task for someone else to take on is to set up a test net, change the date of the hard fork, which as a reminder, we need to change the date of the hard fork, Bartek. If that hasn't been done, that really needs to be done.
Yes, it is already changed, and I changed it up to 1st September. So
Okay,
I hope
great.
we'll be before.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we'll beat that deadline by quite a large margin. Okay,
Okay.
I just want to be sure that wasn't forgotten in the rush of other things going on. Okay, so yeah, if we could find somebody who wants to just, set up, I guess, run a version with, I believe you can configure the hard fork date. Is that correct with an environment variable? Am I?
Yeah, you can.
Yep. Okay.
It was done
So,
the last hard fork.
Yeah, so somebody set that up. If we could find a volunteer for that, and then get maybe just some of the witnesses can do that, and set up a test net just among themselves. That would be, I think, handy to do. Like I said, this won't really work for the app developers, but it's at least something that needs to get started, and it'll also allow witnesses to start getting familiar with the new command line options for Hive and everything.
Yeah, plus some people, like some guy would be able to start updating his Hive in the box. Yeah. Which basically 2/3 of the witnesses are using. Yeah, it would be good to get some insight of how ready he is in updating his whole scripts, because I know his scripts are very Steam heavy for now. I'm pretty sure they're not ready for Eclipse.
Yeah, I'm sure they're going to make changes.
So yeah, I guess we could start all of that. I think at this point, if it's just 1 week away, we can probably just tell the make sure we got everything right at the same time. I mean, have a full node and have the consensus node, and basically start a testnet all together where we can make a big post and say, okay, witnesses, just sync up to this network, and app developers, you can use this testnet as well.
Sure.
We haven't started to speak with exchanges, right?
No, not yet.
Yeah,
I think it's still premature.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't really want to give them contact exchanges until we have some code ready for them to, look at least.
Yeah, of course.
Because we don't want to grab the wrong code and then spend time with it.
Yeah, of course. But I mean, it'll take quite a bit for them to grasp it.
Yeah, well, it should be a lot quicker this time. I think the whole process for them to re-indexing times and all that will be less.
Sure.
So, we might be able to just provide them with a state file this time as well.
Yeah, it's true. That's part of the release. That's really cool. Oh, hey, Farson. Okay, I guess we spoke about most of the things. There was a bit who wanted to know, basically, that's a very good point. It's basically, what's our vision, roadmap, plans, strategies, blah, blah, blah. Basically, where are we heading? And it's true that we were rushing to basically get everything ready to basically survive, quote unquote.
We're just about to leave survival mode.
Now it's thrive mode. Yeah, I guess we really should try to have like an open discussion with way more people, ideally in like a post, so that everyone can participate in a longer time scale than just one discussion, just to ask everyone what they would like to see and where we want to, because most will say SMTs, obviously. But like, it would be really great to get a public sense of what they think should be the future of Hive, etc.
Yeah, I mean, I don't anticipate there'll just be one idea. I'm sure there's going to be many ideas. I mean, I've got mine, but everybody's got their own, and we don't have to do just one thing.
Yeah, definitely.
I guess I can lay out some of my ideas in a post.
Yeah, I think that would be great. Just like make that post and perhaps invite people to
share their own ideas.
Yeah, share idea, make a new post, and perhaps it could get the Hive improvement community to be more known to people. So that would be a good win-win.
Yep.
But yeah, that's about it on my end, pretty much. This was a short one because it was mostly about thinking on what do we do in the next week also?
Yeah, this next week is going to be a pretty busy week.
Yeah. Yeah, then we'll actually launch everything. So yeah, so an actionable. I think I'll finish the test, the Hive fund, and you guys just
The HPD.
Makes the rest work. Make anything work.
Okay. Sounds good.
Anything else from Anisha or Wolf? Sorry, Wolf is Farrison. That's his last name. That's why.
I think I'll also probably try and update the documentation for the name changes, you know, the rebranding break clips.
Oh, that'd be good.
At some, yeah, that'll just be
That's
pretty
good.
easy for the most part. It'll just be search and replace for most part.
Another thing that would be useful is the updates to the follow API. I've got a post that's got those details.
Yeah, and my practice is to keep the documentation just to notify, you know, put a notice saying, yeah, this is how it used to be, because we have people with the Mandela effect and thinking, oh, I thought that we used this namespace. What's going on here? You know, so if it's not changing the namespace, then no big deal.
Oh, the follow API? It's basically just modifications to the existing API call.
Mm-hmm. Okay, right.
So it's just got
additional.
new
These are the
parameters
additional, right? The additional what parameters? Yes.
Yeah,
those would be really...
and there was another change too, which is previously you could only pass a single name to follow or to mute. Now you can pass an array as well. So you can do it in bulk basically.
Very good.
And there's another API call for getting a list of those lists now. So you can say, ask for a list of the followers, ask for a list of mutes, etc.
Very good.
Okay.
Then I say something. So I said something. Hey, I was prepared to join in time, but I got stuck in the testing of Hive Python. There's still seemingly some issues for the hard fork. I just got stuck on if I send a transfer using the Hive symbol that I get a missing active authority error. But I posted that in the MetaMost, so we can.
Okay, so that usually means it's a serialization error. So okay, we can talk about that.
Great.
Oh, in fact, I see you said that. Yeah, okay. Okay, then I guess we'll continue the conversation in core dev channel then. Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys. See you.
Bye.
In 2 weeks, I guess.
Thanks. Bye.